This evening, good news as law school will soon come to Guyana. Minister Holder denies widespread crop loss from flooding. Attorney General Basil Williams defends president's rejection of GCOM nominee list. There's a new chief in town as new GDF head is sworn in. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, Panorama 2017 will still take place. And internationally, Dylan Roof was sentenced to death for killing 9 members of a historically black church in South Carolina.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Ramville Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. On Wednesday, a memorandum of understanding between the Government of Guyana, the University College of the Caribbean, and Law College of the Americas to open J.O.F. Haynes Law School by 2018. Andrew Weeks reports that this will bring an end to the 25 University of Guyana law graduates who are allowed to complete their certificate in legal education studies at the Hugh Wooding Law School in Trinidad and Tobago.
It is a public-private partnership for the establishment of the law school, which will carry the names of the late outstanding Guyanese jurist J.O.F. Haynes. Guyana will own 30% of the shares and 70% will be shared between the other partners, says Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams, who is the architect behind the formation of the law school here.
And let me just make this clear, they are the investors, and their contribution would be largely everything except supplying the land space. But of course, as Dr. Trevor indicated, the government obviously will be facilitative in other areas. We were here earlier, but I did say that we had obtained permission almost 2 decades ago, and we're embarking on certainly utilizing that permission in relation to the establishment of this law school.
Minister Williams said the University of Guyana Tuakine campus area is being considered as the possible location. The top 25 University of Guyana law graduates every year are allowed to complete their certificate in legal education studies at the Hugh Wooding Law School in Trinidad and Tobago. This deal with Hugh, Minister Williams said, will soon come to an end. In September of 2017, we'll see the first 28 students beginning their studies for their certificate in legal education here.
About phasing out the Hugh Wooding relationship, we all know in Guyana the problems of our law students attending that institution. It's very expensive, and the cost is almost, I think it's about 4 to 5 million Guyanese dollars, or even more than that. So the contribution we made in relation to the 2 years of 2016 to 2018, as you know, one student, the entitlement from that contribution would be about 11,000 TT dollars, and that's just maybe half of the total amount for their studies. So it's very expensive studying in the region.
Dr. Trevor Hamilton of the University College of Caribbean stated that the law school will go beyond just preparing attorneys to be called to the bar. He said as new economies emerges in the Caribbean, modern law practices and studies have emerged, and the law school in Guyana will cater for that as well as for continuation of education for all persons in the legal profession, ranging from lawyers, paralegals, to judges.
You can create a new industry, all sorts of new industry out of law. Take, for example, I know that you have some BPOs here, which is data processing, etc. Now, if your school could, say, concentrate on training, let's say, 500 or 1,000 paralegals, tomorrow you will have a new industry for processing law, legal documentation, a new industry. What are some advantages this partnership brings? Well, first of all, economic, one. I don't think Guyana could go it alone because I don't know how many students, LLBs you produce at UG, but we'll talk about that. But in the last 20 years, 15 years or so, we have moved tertiary education in Jamaica from maybe under 10% of the age cohort to now 29%. So I tell you the kind of growth we've had in our tertiary education in Jamaica.
As for the cost students will pay to attend university here, has been no determination on the price students will have to pay. But
like the Honorable Minister said, we're working on the feasibility study. The prices, one of the last things to come up, but we are mindful that the difference in the economy is Guyana is a cheaper location. We said that before. We're also mindful that and other alternatives is well over maybe $15,000 per annum, 15,000 US per annum. So we take those into consideration, and we want to make sure that it becomes more affordable to Guyanese. And because Guyana's economy and the cost situation here is much less, we expect it to be much less than that. But we haven't got the details in.
the University of Guyana welcomed the move to establish a law school in Guyana. Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University of Guyana, Dr. Barbara Reynolds, said for too long, Guyanese law graduates have been precluded from completing the legal education certificate on the basis of physical space.
And there's something in that narrative that has not been quite right for a long time. And if the J.O.F. Haynes Law School will reverse this situation, that in itself must be something positive for our graduates and from anyone who seeks to be admitted to the bar.
The partners that will be overseeing the running of the university were also in attendance, and they are Dr. Trevor Hamilton, advisor on law school venture. Jamaican partners were Professor Dennis Gale, executive chancellor and interim president of the University of the Caribbean, Courtney Winter, chairman of the Law College of the Americas. Also in attendance was Minister of Education, Dr. Rupert Hoopnarine, and Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University of Guyana, Dr. Barbara Reynolds. Andrew Weeks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Minister of Agriculture Noel Holder rebuffs reports of major crop loss caused by heavy rainfall, and he has the numbers to prove it.
Information available to me from the Guyana Rice Export Board is that no acres were lost. So there will be no loss of acreage.
As reported yesterday, heavy rainfall has caused flooding in Region 2, Pomeroon Supernam. Media reports claimed that many acres of cash crops were lost. According to the Minister of Agriculture, that is completely inaccurate.
I've seen some other figures in some parts of the press, usually the opposition press, but that's, according to my information, it's not so.
Upon further research by this news outfit, there have been no actual figures published, only anecdotal evidence and individual interviews. As most are aware, the Pomeroon River often floods due to silt buildup. The minister gave a recommendation to the Ministry of Public Infrastructure on how to mitigate the silt buildup.
The solution is to install groins at these channels. As in the old days, you know what a groin is? A piece of stuff going out into the ocean which stops the buildup of silt. So the outfall channel remains clear. Currently, we're virtually cleaning outfall channels every month or 2 months during the wet season, and even during the dry. But if we have those groins, and we're talking with the Ministry of Public Works, because the responsibility for sea defenses lie with that ministry and not with the NDIA. So if we can get those in place, then that will give you a better long-term solution.
Victims of the flooding have requested compensation and the installation of more pumps along the river. Minister Holder is in support of the formation of a more holistic approach to flood prevention. The government is already in the process of purchasing a dredger to clean the mouth of the Pomeroon River as well as the Maikoni River. Minister Holder also believes that a coker system would be more effective than a pump system. It is hoped that these plans will prevent the flooding that many residents of Region 2 and the Essequibo Coast often experience. The nominees for the chairmanship of the Guyana Elections Commission were presented last week. President David Granger refused to accept it. Opposition leader Bart Jagdeo sent out a press release on Tuesday saying that the president's interpretation of the law on the matter is flawed. Andrew Weeks reports that Attorney General Basil Williams said the president has a right to determine who is a fit and proper person. You will also hear President Granger's response to the opposition leader as well.
As a legal showdown looms over the nominees for the chairmanship of the Guyana Elections Commission, opposition leader Bart Jagdeo, in a press statement released Tuesday afternoon, stated that if the 6 nominees are not qualified to be a judge or would have served as a judge, they may still be fit and proper for the job. On Wednesday, Basil Williams, speaking to the press moments after the J.O.F. Haynes Law School MOU was signed, said the fit and proper in the law book is not wrong, but
The president is emphasizing that when you read this Article 1612, it largely refers to the judicial types of possible candidates for the job. He's not saying anything in there that that he doesn't know that there's another category of any other fit or proper person. But what he's, as far as I see it, what he is conveying that at this time where our country is, that person who's going to take up that job must have that background, the judicial background, or be a lawyer who could be a judge. That is what I think he's signaling.
opposition leader Bart Jagdeo, who has written to President David Granger requesting an urgent meeting to discuss the issue and to provide the president's interpretation of the constitutional requirement for the GCOM's job. Also today, at State House, during the receiving of accreditation for 2 ambassadors, President Granger broke his silence on the issue and said he has not responded to the opposition leader, but acknowledged that he received his letter.
As you know, this is a legal matter. I cited the Constitution to him. I'm not playing politics. I'm serious about the appointment of the chairman of GCOM, and as far as I can see, the Constitution is very, very clear. Mr. Jagdeo did write to me, and as you know, he asked for some clarification. Well, as I said, it has now gone into the legal zone, and we are going to ensure that he gets the legal clarification that he needs.
President Granger also stated that in terms of names, he has no business of naming names, but said,
I'm in the business of satisfying the constitutional requirements for the appointment. So that's as much as I can say at this stage. The law will prevail, and we will continue to engage the leader of the opposition as required under the Constitution. So I have not disengaged. I have examined his letter, and a response will be sent. But as I said, for the benefit of you, for the benefit of the public, we are looking at everything within a legal framework, not within the framework of politics or within the framework of personalities.
The president was further put on the spot to answer to why he backed up former late President Desmond Hoyt's nomination of former chairmen who were not judges. Granger said,
Yes.
When he was opposition.
My understanding is that at all material times, a member of the legal profession or several members of the legal profession were on the list. But my acceptance of the nomination or my having a name on the list does not necessarily mean that I must accept the 6 names which are submitted. So it doesn't follow what the lawyers would call as a non sequitur. The point is, even if the Constitution had been breached, or if a nomination be made in breach of the Constitution, 10 or 20 years ago, there's no need to repeat it. So that is not a precedent. I don't accept that. I am accepting now as president that the constitutional provisions must be applied.
Andrew Weeks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming up on Headline News after the break, President Granger accepts 2 new ambassadors, and GDF swears in new Chief of Staff.
Fly always. Always something new.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's for dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
In the spirit of international cooperation, President David Granger accepted the letters of credence from the new ambassadors from Nepal and Iran. This morning, Ambassador of the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal, Dr. Arjun Kumar Karki, presented his letters of credence to President David Granger at a simple ceremony held at State House.
Guyana and Nepal have enjoyed cordial relations since the establishment of formal diplomatic ties on the 22nd of June 1994. Our two republics are united by the common values of mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, mutual non-interference in each other's internal affairs, cooperation for mutual benefit, respect for treaties and international law, and the maintenance of international peace and security.
President Granger recognized Nepal's efforts in fighting climate change and deforestation, as well as suggested that Guyana should learn a lesson from the Nepalese. After the ceremony, Ambassador Arjun Karki paid his respects to the country by laying a wreath at the Independence Arch, Brick Dam. Following this ceremony, Mr. Mustafa Ali, the new non-resident ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran to Guyana, presented his letters of credence as well. President Granger expressed pride in the amicable relations Guyana has enjoyed with the nations of Iran as well as Nepal. President Granger also expressed a desire to continue the pleasant relations they have always enjoyed.
Your appointment as ambassador provides a new opportunity to bring our two republics and peoples together. There exist several possibilities for us to expand our cooperation, especially in the fields of agriculture, food production, technology, and hydroelectrical energy generation, thus expanding the existing capacity and furthering South-South cooperation.
Ambassador Ali said that the relationship between the two countries has always been characterized by peace and friendship and has been based on goodwill and benevolent aspirations by the two governments. He noted, therefore, that the potential for the strengthening of ties between the two countries holds great promise. Central government will soon build low-cost houses in Georgetown to aid in the relocation of squatters. This is according to Minister responsible for housing, Valerie Adams Patterson. Patterson made the announcement on Tuesday. In an effort to curb squatting, which is an environmental and health hazard, the Central Housing and Planning Authority will be implementing an urban renewal program in the capital city. This will primarily involve the relocation and resettlement of squatters to facilitate the restoration of the previously occupied sites. Minister of Communities Ronald Bulkin has already approved the urban renewal program following an intense discussion on the need for such an initiative. The logistics, such as the number of houses to be built and their design, are still to be worked out. According to the minister, there are approximately 700 squatters spread across Sophia and East and West Rheinfeldt. The housing minister said she is cognizant of the fact that there are persons whose applications for house lots have been in the system for several years and are awaiting approval, and as such, they have turned to squatting. Though that should not be an excuse to squat, she said that the argument has been advanced, and it is quite understandable, and as such, those persons will be given preference when the low-cost wooden houses are built. However, she said once the low-cost houses have been built, they will be offered to squatters, particularly in Sophia, East and West Rheinfeldt, as an alternative. In 2016, 221 regularized squatters received allocation letters of the targeted 400 regularized squatters. It was noted that while some squatting areas can be regularized, others, such as those in Sophia, West, and East Rheinfeldt, cannot. Squatting in some areas not only poses a threat to the drainage and irrigation systems, but also to the health of citizens, as Minister Adams Patterson said, as she alluded to cases in which latrines have been erected over canals. The canals are often used as sources for water for washing and even for bathing. There was much pomp and ceremony Tuesday afternoon as a new Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force has been sworn into office. Just 3 months after he took over as Chief of Staff, Brigadier Lewis heads off into retirement. President David Granger administered the oath of office to the new Chief of Staff, Brigadier Patrick West. He was also presented with the Military Service Star Medal. Brigadier West served as Commandant of the Guyana People's Militia and was the Deputy Chief of Staff under Brigadier Lewis. Brigadier West attended the United States Army Command and General Staff College in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, and the Central Michigan University through the bilateral cooperation agreement between the GDF and the U.S. military. He also possesses 2 master's degrees, one in military arts and science and the other in administration. Still ahead are regional and international news.
Fly always. Always something new.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
In news from the region now, in Trinidad and Tobago, despite the unresolved matter of the non-payment of fees to Pan Am since 2016, as well as other matters, Panorama 2017 will still take place. C News reports.
Panorama 2017 will go on. This was the outcome of a marathon meeting on Tuesday evening with the relevant stakeholders at City Hall's Murchison Brown Auditorium. Despite the unresolved matter of the non-payment of fees to Panmen since 2016, as well as other matters, Panorama 2017 will still happen.
To get into that, what's going to happen is that from where I sit, our president, he's ill, right? He has not resigned. He has been given some leave and he's going to come back. When he comes back, we as an executive will meet and we will treat with some of the, right? And as a matter of fact, some of the concerns are being treated with.
The revised schedule should be released by the association later today. Members who spoke to the media after the meeting said the compromise was made in the best interest of PAN. But they said all outstanding matters will be addressed after Carnival.
People is the voice of God. We have found a compromise. I can live with that. Once PAN players remittances in 2016 are paid.
And internationally, late yesterday afternoon, Dylan Roof was sentenced to death for killing 9 members of a historically black church in Charleston, South Carolina. He would be the first person to be sentenced to death for a hate crime in America.
The verdict coming in late today in Charleston. A jury deciding the death penalty for Dylan Roof, who walked into that church and then shot and killed 9 parishioners who had invited him to pray with them. Tonight, Dylan Roof's final words to the court. ABC's Steve Osinsami leading us off.
It took jurors only 3 short hours. The most appropriate sentence is death. The justice delivered to these church families tonight is bittersweet.
This verdict is a verdict for America.
22-year-old Dylan Roof will pay for the 9 lives he stole from the basement of this historic black church by giving up his. But none of this will bring their loved ones back. The husband and daughter of Myra Thompson tell us tonight they hope Ruth finds God soon. If there's one thing you want to tell him tonight, it's that he needs to find the Lord.
Yes. He definitely needs to, because Judgment Day is coming sooner for him than what he expected.
What happened that sweltering evening was more than painful to Charleston. While Reverend Clemente Pinckney and 8 other wonderful people were being executed at a Bible study in the name of white nationalism, his wife was locked in a room down the hall with their youngest daughter hiding from the racist killer.
Just stay quiet, okay? Just stay right where you are.
In his closing statements, Ruth sounded calm and well thought. I felt like I had to do it, he told jurors, and I still feel like I have to do it. It's the same lack of humanity he shared in this handwritten jailhouse journal. I would like to make it crystal clear. I do not regret what I did. I am not sorry. In a statement tonight, South Carolina's black U.S. Senator Tim Scott said that today that man was rightly sentenced to death.
And Steve Osunsami joined us tonight from Charleston. Steve, Ruth is already asking to appeal this.
Yes, he is. He's asking for an appeal and for new lawyers to file the appeal. But the judge told him the rules are, since he chose to act as his own lawyer, he has to file that appeal on his own.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SafeTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in at 6:30 tomorrow morning for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast. Thank you for welcoming us into your home, and do have a blessed evening.